At the beginning of this growing season, I did something different for the very first time. I actually induced dormancy and gave her a repot. It was declining faster than it was growing, so I ended up with a plant that looked kind of leggy and not as lush as previously. So I induced dormancy, and it seemed pretty rough at the beginning because I just went ahead and chopped off all of the leaves. But honestly, with the rough repot that I was about to give it, it would have dropped all of the leaves anyway. So I figured, you know, let's just speed up the inevitable. It will drop the leaves anyway, but if I cut them off, at least I can still use them for a salad. They are edible. I then went into the pot and freed up all of the corms, and I was shocked to see how many corms there were in that pot. I mean, considering it all started off as one and I never actively propagated any of them, they all just multiplied by themselves. I was very, very happy with my harvest. I then went ahead and repotted them, and I tried something different with my substrate. What I do know about this plant is that it's really thirsty. When it was at its peak and in a really sunny spot, I had to water this plant every 2 days. So I put together a substrate of equal parts perlite, cocoa peat and worm castings. The perlite adds the drainage and aeration, the cocoa peat and the worm castings provide water retention, and the worm castings are also a great organic fertilizer. I mixed that all up, and then when repotting, I tried to fit as many corms back into the pot as possible. I put a decent chunk of substrate in the pot first, then some corms, more substrate, corms and more substrate. After the repot, I watered it in, and then I put it in the warmest and sunniest spot in my house. And the plant did not take long to come back to life. Within just a couple of weeks, I started seeing all of these teeny tiny oxalis shoots coming out of the pot, and it got lush pretty quickly. If you provide it with plenty of light and you keep on top of the watering, then this plant grows like a weed. It grows super quickly, and it's such an easy, rewarding grower. If your plant is really leggy, really spindly, has super long stems, and it's just not really lush, you're not giving it enough light. If it's very droopy, it's probably thirsty. So it's a great plant for a beginner if you have enough light, because the plant really indicates to you when it is thirsty. It gets quite droopy.